If you lie about something, you are lying about other things. If you tell a lie about one thing, chances are there are 10 other things that you are lying about.
Okay.
That's the same with procrastination. If you procrastinate one area of your life, chances are other areas of your life are procrastinated.
With my own strength, I cannot make it. With my wisdom, I will not do it. With my own eyes, I cannot see the way. With my own ears, I cannot hear anything.
This is relating relationships with Desmond. Welcome back, guys. Wow, we had such a wonderful week from the last episode that we posted. Guys, that episode, I learned so much. There's so much that I personally need to work on. And it's been interesting that we're getting people who are coming and say, hey, here, this is me. I can see myself here. I can see myself here. Married people who are coming in and saying, hey, we are seeing ourselves in what you guys are spoken about. You know, brother, sister, and stuff. It's wow. Thank you so much for the feedback. It's so good to know. Good to see what we are doing here. It's making an impact. So yes. So today we decided to carry on with this conversation. I felt that we didn't have enough time the last time to really, go into it, and so I've requested Musa again to come and join us and let us talk more about this. And this is from what you guys have said to say, can we have this conversation further? So I'm gonna welcome him. He's gonna come here and he is on fire.
Tell me, for the reason I'm standing is because you've been strengthened.
Yes, as promised, guys, I've asked Musa to join us once again to have this conversation. Musa, we had this conversation about procrastination.
Yes, sir.
And I think one thing I loved about it was we were talking about it in relationships.
Yes.
Right? How it affects relationships.
Yes.
And I kept on saying, there's so much that I see even that I need to work on.
Yeah.
Right? and we've had people that have, I even met somebody at the shopping center.
Okay.
Down the road from us.
Yeah.
Who was like, wow, what you guys were talking about? And it was like 5 minutes conversation.
Yeah, sure.
About the fact that we've never thought of procrastination on procrastinating affecting the relationships.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You spoke about the avoidance.
Yes.
I think that's the biggest one.
Yeah.
Right? That we end up avoiding certain conversations.
Certain people.
Certain people,
Yeah.
right? But it starts with sometimes I avoid a certain conversation to have with this person because I know where it's gonna go to.
Yes. Yes.
And it's gonna go to a place where I'm not comfortable.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So yes. So
Yeah.
I want us to dive more into it.
Okay. Yeah, let's go for it.
Where would you like to start?
Maybe let me start by saying thank you for inviting me again.
Thank you for coming, man.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable being in front of the camera. I'm always nice at the back of the camera. Yeah. That's my comfort spot.
Now, because even when he's sitting here, he's sitting here, but he's behind the camera at the same time.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for the love, people. We really love what you guys are saying and the response. I've met a couple of people too.
Oh,
people that I know that watched the episode, and one guy asked me, was like, Musa, is that a story or is it something that happened for real? Because it sounds so perfect, but also at the same time, it's something that we've never understood procrastination in that sense. And I was like, listen, man, it's a true story. I mean, I gave a testimony about my own family. Yeah. Even when it comes to the relationship part, that as well, it's personal. I mean, the stuff that, the avoidance, it's stuff that I went through with my partner. Stuff that I went through, and it was hard. It was very, very painful, but it had to be done. Like I said in the previous episode, that for me, it's all about the harvest. It's all about the end goal.
Yeah.
It's all about that which is beautiful that you want to achieve.
And yet you procrastinating that.
That's what you're procrastinating. You're not procrastinating the action. You know what I mean? So I would like to start from saying, when it comes to everything in life, it's very important to know what as soon as there is a way to do it, then you are fighting from victory. You are not fighting for victory.
Please say that again.
With everything in this life,
as
long as there is a way to do it, there is a blueprint to do it, you are fighting from victory, not for victory. So, let me explain. Okay. So, let's paint a picture again. Now, we're going to paint a picture of an army. Say you are leading an army. Yes. Mr. Boss. Yes. You are the commander. So everyone hears from you. And then a stranger come to your camp, and he comes straight to you as the army commander. Okay. He says, listen, for where you are going, here is this people's strategy. This is how they fight, and this is their fortress. These are their strengths. These are their weaknesses. In order for you to win this battle, here is what you need to do. Then he gives you a strategy on how to go about in this war. And then he tells you, he says, if you follow this blueprint, if you do it exactly as I've told you, you will win the battle. Right?
Yes.
So he's giving you a blueprint, and then after that he says, good luck, my good sir. I am leaving. But remember,
you know what to do.
You know what to do. And if you do what I told you, you will win. The victory is already in your hands. Faith people will understand this from the Holy Book. There's a story that is like that. But it is with everything. So, winning now from victory simply means, if you knew how to conquer a particular difficulty, if you knew everything that you're supposed to do, would you still go on to try and do it your own way, or you would follow the blueprint?
I'll follow the blueprint.
You'd follow the blueprint.
Yes.
So, with procrastination as well, there is a blueprint for it, how to deal with it. Because we are not born procrastinating. We are not born procrastinating. I mean, when you were a toddler, even though you don't remember, when you got hungry, you cried. Like you did not say, I'm gonna give them a couple of minutes, maybe they say no. You cried. You reported that I'm hungry, or there's pain somewhere. You cried, and parents, they did what? They responded. Whether they were in a position to provide for that which you were crying for, that's a different story.
Yes,
but we were not born procrastinators. This thing we learn in different ways. So now winning, like fighting from victory simply means, once you know what the harvest is, once you know what is the picture that you want, once you know what is the very progressive you that is different from this procrastinating you, once you have that perfect picture of Uvusi that is not procrastinating, that is very progressive, that is very productive, once you have that picture and you know exactly what to do, and it is guaranteed that if you take these particular steps, then you will conquer this thing called procrastination. This is then what I call fighting from victory. Because now, it's a blueprint that has been tested. That if you do this, and you don't, like you don't rob yourself, and you do it exactly that way. And again, you become very patient with yourself. You must have compassion with yourself. Like Bonnie, you must speak to yourself the same way you speak to a friend that you love, a friend that you care about, a wife that you care about, a husband that you care about. So this is how you need to speak to yourself, because it's you are dealing with. You are a human being. You need the same kindness that you are giving to other people. So you need to give that kindness to yourself as you deal with whatever problem that you are facing, that you need to face as a human being. So you need to be very, very kind as you apply these things in your life.
You know, like you talk fast, right?
Yeah.
I know, because you're passionate about it.
Yeah.
And I'm not stopping you because I don't want to kill the flow.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But I want us to go back a bit.
Okay. Yeah.
And the reason I'm saying is because there's something that you're saying that I feel like is important.
Yeah.
You're saying the fact that you've got a blueprint, right? And you've got a strategy to say, if you go to this war, this way you will win.
Yes.
Right? But this is what I want to bring across.
Okay.
Is you said you fight.
Yes.
And the word fight
Yeah.
is important for me.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The fact that you've got a strategy
Yeah.
and a blueprint,
Yeah.
and you are given
Yes.
these things,
Yes.
it's one thing,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But you still have to fight.
Yes.
And I think I love the picture that you've created now with
The army commander.
The army
and
commander,
the-
yes.
and the stranger coming in. Yeah.
You still have to fight. So
Yes.
I want people to realize that
Yes.
the fact that you've got a strategy, you've got a blueprint, doesn't mean you've won. But it means that you can fight from a point of victory.
Yes.
Because you know.
Yes.
Right? And I think that for me was important that we bring that. And in your fighting, you also mentioned, Guti, you must be kind to yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because I think for the longest time, for me personally, I think I've struggled with procrastination because the solutions were too painful.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So every time I didn't wake up at 5,
Yeah.
then I felt like I've taken 20 steps
Yeah,
back.
sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Instead of saying, you know what, the intention.
Yes.
You know, the intention. And I think the other thing in Leoguti, before we even get the strategy and everything, the other thing is when you can point yourself out and say,
Yes.
this is where I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's self-awareness
Yeah.
to say, this is where I am. I'm here. I'm the one who's procrastinating in this area.
Correct.
My relationships are not the way they're supposed to be because I'm the one who's not doing. And sometimes we spend so much time thinking about what the next person must do.
Yeah. Yes.
But this one is what you must do.
Yes.
Right?
It's work.
It starts with you.
Work. Yeah.
So if it changes in here, then it will change everything
Definitely.
else. Right?
Definitely.
So, with that said, we spoke about being kind to yourself. You
Yes.
spoke about talking to yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we'll go to one of the comments that we've had, and I've commented there
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
To say, we were brought up in a way that you were never told to talk to yourself.
Yeah. Solitude.
Solitude.
Yes.
Solitude was not, as
Pamela.
Pamela said,
Yeah.
right? Solitude was not something that we were taught.
Yeah.
I remember when you were at home and you didn't want to go play, and they'll be like, "What's the problem with you? Go
Yeah.
play with other children."
Yeah.
Right? Why are you alone?
It was considered abnormal.
It was considered abnormal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now you are saying I must talk to myself.
Yes.
I must be kind to myself
Yes.
and stuff. Where do I even start? Like, you know, what exactly do you mean? Now I've realized what the problem is. I've got a strategy, and what do I do
Okay.
next?
Right. So, we're gonna get to the strategies of dealing with procrastination.
Yes.
I mean, I have, just before I answer you, this thing of procrastination for me, it didn't start now in my 40s or in my 30s. I mean, I dealt with this thing as a teenager, and I won as a teenager.
So you knew what you were dealing with.
So
At that age.
I did not even know that it was procrastination. It's only when I messed up in life that actually I missed the blueprint that I already had. So Mina, I grew up, I was very scared of hiding. I just didn't like being beaten. And we grew up under an uncle that was known to be very harsh when it comes to beating. So what I did for myself, I thought, what is it that this old man wants? Then I do it so that I don't get the hiding. So I did everything that I was supposed to do as a kid. And I did not know that I was actually saving myself. But in the process, I saved myself because every time my brothers and my cousins would come back from school and they did things that they wanted to do and they didn't do the chores, they would get a hiding. I would go play soccer and come back at 9 o'clock and I would be the golden kid because I did everything that I was supposed to do. I was dealing with that, but I did not know at the time. So it is exactly the same blueprint that when you know what's supposed to be done and you do it, then you save yourself a lot of trouble. Now let's come back to speaking to yourself.
Yes.
Now talking to yourself is like this. Here is a Musa that has been procrastinating all his life. And now all of a sudden Musa realizes that I do not like the Musa that I am. Because
Self-awareness.
Yes, self-awareness. So it is a very damaged self. It is a very disappointing self to people around me. It is a self that when I think of myself, literally, I also want to throw myself away because no one wants me, right? Because of the disappointment that I've caused as a result of procrastination. To my partner, maybe to my kids, maybe to my friends, maybe to my family. But I'm not a very attractive person to these people. So this is a damaged me. That's one. Then there is the brand new me. There is the brand new me, the Musa that is not procrastinating anymore, that is not disappointing people, the Musa that is just that when he promises that he's going to do something.
Where is this Musa?
This
new Musa.
So this Musa is the Musa that is now being created.
That he's in your head.
Yeah, he's in my head.
He's the aware, the one who's aware.
Yeah, that's the Musa that is aware, that is saying, I do not like being like this. So that Musa because now, here's another thing. When you go about, either when you read or you watch YouTube videos or you listen to other people, there's information that you will get that's going to help you. Whether you're going to use it at that time or you'll apply it at some other time. So whatsoever that you've been consuming that is helping, it comes back now to sort of like help you develop this new picture of yourself.
Yes.
So now you've got two people, you've two versions of Musa. A reconstructed Musa and this damaged Musa. Now in kindness, the reconstructed Musa is the one that comes back to Musa, the damaged one. But listen, that's where we're going. It's not going to be easy, but we are beautiful on the other side. We are respected on the other side. People believe in us on the other side. But then the old me keeps on saying, but it's going to be difficult to get there. The new Musa says, it's going to be difficult, but just take one step at a time. Look at how we look. Look at the respect that we're getting. Look at the influence that we are having after having changed this kind of a scenario that we are facing right now. Now, that beautiful person that I want to become becomes the person that I'm stepping towards. Every step that I am taking, as hard as it is actually drawing me closer to a very influential Musa, to a Musa that is very attractive, to a Musa that people want to be around, simply because this is a changed man. And day by day, with every step, every thought, every word, every action, I see myself getting closer and closer and closer. And now this is also, it's not a story. This is exactly how it happened with me.
In your life.
Yeah, this is how it happened. Because I had to continuously see the person that I want to become. Also, the person that people believe me to be.
To be, yes.
You know?
Yes.
Because now, I don't want to disappoint these, I've disappointed these people enough, you see.
So Musa, I wanted to come in with the picture that you mentioned, that the picture that other people have or had of you, right? We're not talking about the negative picture now, right? Because we're working towards something, right? But it's a picture that they had for you of you in the beginning, before you disappointed them.
Yes.
Right? But there's others who are still disappointed, but they still have that picture to say, Musa can actually be this.
You know when you meet someone saying, maybe like you've just turned left when you're supposed to turn right in your journey, and there'll be that one particular person that will come and say that, do you know that when you grew up, we thought that you were going to be a doctor. I'm going to make an example. Because of the way that we perceived you, the way that you were, but due to whatever that you did, you're not the doctor, and chances of you becoming the doctor, you're minimizing them every day in the way that you live. So this person is telling you that they had high hopes in you, and you disappointed them in the decisions and choices that you made.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, because I'm bringing this up so that we know it's a process.
Yes,
right?
it's a process.
It's a process where you've disappointed people, but it's a process where you can gain it all back.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So yeah, that's why I wanted to bring that. But the other thing that I like that you say, Uti, you are stepping into this new person.
Yes. Stepping in.
Yes, because when you said stepping in, for me, it made me think of staircases, right?
Yeah.
And where you are struggling
Yes.
to go up the stairs, right?
That's so good.
Every step that you take, I remember. I remember when we went to God's Window the first time, and I was so out of shape.
Yeah.
Right? And this is like uphill all the way. Yeah. There is a place in South Africa, in Mpumalanga, called God's Window.
In Graskop. It's in Graskop.
In Graskop, yes, right? But it's basically going up a mountain, basically, right? But every time I took, even out of breath, right? Every time I took a step, I knew that I was going somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, I knew I'm being progressive.
Yes.
Others would have gone past me, and they would have stepped faster. But each and every step that I took, I was taking the step towards the summit. So I love the fact that you said you are stepping into this new Musa.
Yes.
Right? And this is one of the things that we use in coaching.
Yeah.
Where you help a person, exactly what you say, help a person to see themselves as the completed version of themselves.
Yes.
And what we do is, in coaching, we ask this completed Musa to advise this broken Musa.
Yes.
To say,
that's so good. Yeah.
Not here we look so good.
Yeah.
So for us to get here, take these steps.
Yeah.
You know, on that step there, it was difficult for you. It's fine.
Yeah.
You can sleep on that. I just want you to stay on this. Don't move back.
Yeah.
As long as even you can sleep.
Yeah.
Take a whole 24 hours.
Don't go back.
But don't go back.
Yeah. That's good. That's
so
very good.
this person, even if he can roll himself, I don't know how, but even if you can roll yourself to the next step, it's progressive.
It's progressive. Yes.
And this idea,
yes,
it's work. It might take time, but you need to remember that you are stepping into the new person. And I like the fact that Uti, now you need to be patient with yourself.
Yes. And compassionate.
Have
sympathy.
And have mercy.
Have sympathy.
Yeah.
Yourself, yes.
So if you're finding yourself where you've pointed yourself and said, because there's people who come and said, there you're talking about me at this point, right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying, this is the first step, awareness.
Yes, awareness.
Yes, this is me.
Yes.
I'm here. And we are saying, that's a good step. When you can say, that's me there.
Yes.
That's what we've achieved our goal.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then now it's single steps.
Yeah.
I love this others they say it's a Chinese proverb, others it's an African proverb,
Yeah,
but it's a
yeah.
proverb that says a journey of 1,000,000 miles starts with a single step.
Yes. Yes.
And that's the whole idea.
yeah.
We want you to come and take a step.
Yes, sir.
I know I've cut you.
No, it's fine. We're
And
having a
I've-
conversation.
Yes,
we are talking,
because
yeah.
because as you're going on, I want us to read the comment.
The comment, yes.
Yaga Pamela,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Because I think a lot of things that you are saying are gonna even make more sense.
More sense, yeah.
With that, and
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna read it, right?
Yep.
Most of you, if you go to our channel, relating relationship, you will see the comment that we are reading. It came from Pamela. Pamela says something. It says, "Now this is a conversation I wish I had earlier in my life." Right? So much could have been avoided. Yeah, we live, grow, and never stop learning. What I'm talking from is the importance of self-awareness and doing the necessary shadow work on yourself to allow for a better relationship with those around you. I have found solitude helps in providing one a conducive space to confront their shadows and make peace with what has to change in themselves. This comment is so loaded.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, she goes further, though, isn't it?
No, I think this is where she ends.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
I think you responded on that comment and I
Yeah,
responded
yeah,
on that comment.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, once again, the awareness.
Yeah.
The awareness is very, very key.
Key, yeah.
You know, because you cannot solve something that you don't see. You cannot attend to a problem that you are not aware of.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in Bravosi, we are all about improving lives and for people to experience the greatest parts of themselves, like improving the quality of life. And to improve the quality of your life, you need to be aware that the quality of my life now is not the quality of life that I want.
Yes.
So the quality of life that I want, this is how it looks like. This is how it smells like. This is how it walks like. So in order for you to get to that part, you will need to be alone and speak to yourself. Solitude. Now, a lot of us, we run away from ourselves. I must say.
Yes,
I'm going to give you an example. So when I was running away from myself, so I would find myself at clubs, I would find myself in where there's a lot of people, because there's nothing that points to me.
Oh yes.
You know,
oh, yes.
It's all about that's a very nice song, man. It was all about that, and then before you know it, it's 10 p.m. or it's 12 a.m. It's time to go to bed. You wake up in the morning. We do whatever that we're doing. I mean, as a photographer, I'll go on with my photography, but at some point I know that okay, I need to get the vibe. Where's the vibe? You know, I'm running away from myself. When I intentionally decided that I'm gonna sit down and not actually go to the streets. I'm gonna leave my house only when I'm supposed to go and work. At times, there was a time where I enjoyed being at home, doing nothing, not going anywhere, to the extent that the reason I would go out to work is because I need the money. If it was not for that, I would just sit at home. And not because I was depressed or anything, even though I was approaching that, but there was more of searching. I mean, I read a lot. I also I research. I use Google, I use YouTube, I use books. If I meet a person that is wise, I I milk them. Like I make the wisdom out of them. Like I've done the same with you.
That's why I've lost a bit of weight.
You know what I mean? So the solitude, my man, it is very, very, very important. It's just so unfortunate that in your case, what you just said, would say when you grow up, like when they see your parents seeing you being quiet, they'll be like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And now what we are saying is actually there is time to, we're not saying don't go and socialize. it's very important because we need to find balance in these things. But the more time you spend with yourself, the better you learn how to speak to yourself. And then also, even in the language that you use speaking to yourself, you need to learn the vocabulary that you use when you speak to yourself.
When you speak to yourself, yes,
You know?
yes.
Because if you are going to tell yourself that, oh, I'm just damaged goods, I'm never gonna amount to anything, my life is ruined, I've disappointed these people, I'm not gonna make it, it's just heavy. If you speak that to yourself, then obviously you're killing yourself. But the best language it is to say, I've got some time left, I've got some people that I still speak to, I've got some creativity left in me, I've got some energy, like I can still do something. Then you keep on painting that beautiful picture of yourself up until it's a picture that you adore and you can do anything to achieve that.
You build that picture in solitude.
In solitude.
Yes.
You build it best in solitude.
You build it best, yes.
Yeah, I mean, there are people that would improve while they are socializing, but you build it best in solitude.
No, but remember, we're not saying you must stay alone.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff. You
Yeah.
know, life has to carry on.
Yes.
But you need to start having those internal conversations.
What they call me time. So
Yes,
sometimes when people say
yes.
I have a me time, they're just saying that because now they're avoiding people. Because maybe
That's another problem.
Yeah, that's another problem. Because now when you're having a me time, what is that me time for? Is it a me time to keep on beating yourself up, or is it a me time to actually come up with solutions to solve your problems? What is that me time for?
Because Pamela says here, ne, Goti, what I'm talking from is the importance of self-awareness and
Yes.
doing necessary shadow work on yourself.
There we go.
Why? To allow for better relationship with those around you.
Yes, sir.
So, if it will even empower you to socialize better, instead of just chasing
In fact,
to
yes.
socialize.
Yes.
Solitude
Yes.
will help you to socialize,
To socialize even better. Yeah. Because now you've heard this, bravos. When you are able to speak to yourself in a kind way, that's how you learn to speak to other people in kindness.
Yeah.
Because it's the language that you are used to. But for me, for anyone that is shouting at a person, or is just speaking in a way that it hurts other people, for me it says just one thing: this is how you speak to yourself, man. If I hear a person shouting at another person like constantly, so for me it's like, that's how you speak to yourself. That's how you speak to yourself. There is no way you can speak to yourself kindly and then just be ruthless to other people.
To other people, no.
There's no way. So
No.
you are practicing that which you are. Alright? So now let's come back to the topic before we get carried away.
Yes, because we are.
Okay, yeah. So when it comes to procrastination again, Mr. Nkos, you've heard, but Mabati, if you lie about something, you are lying about other things. If you tell a lie about one thing, chances are there are 10 other things that you are lying about.
Okay.
That's the same with procrastination. If you procrastinate one area of your life, chances are other areas of your life are procrastinated. You know? So to deal with it, yes, dealing with it in a relationship, it's fine, but there are easier ways of dealing with procrastination instead of starting with the relationship itself. Because there are small things that you procrastinate on, that if you were to train your brain muscle to say what needs to be done is done, and you do it like that. If there's a piece of paper that is on the ground, you don't say, I'm going to come back and pick it up. And then they pile, and then it's a whole lot of them. And then now you have to come and bring a big rubbish bin to, instead of just, when you see one paper, you just take it, put it to the bin. Take it, because when you do that, you may end up not even throwing paper on the floor. You understand?
Pictures.
You know what I mean? So, that is with procrastination. So if you procrastinate in your relationship, chances are that's not the first thing you're procrastinating on. This thing, it's a ripple effect. it comes from somewhere. There are a lot of other things that we are procrastinating.
And you can only find this in solitude.
In solitude. In solitude.
Even this questioning of yourself to find what the problem is. Guti, the challenge is not now that I'm procrastinating in my relationship. The thing is, I've procrastinated somewhere.
Other things, yeah.
Yes.
Other things, yeah.
So, for me to be able to give myself time to go and find those other things,
Yes.
because like you spoke about what you are so much about the reward.
Yes.
And sometimes my relationship not working properly is a reward.
Yes.
Of it's still a reward.
Yes,
right?
it's a reward.
It's a reward.
One that you
It's a
don't desire.
negative one, yeah.
One that you don't desire.
But
Yeah.
you know, and until you sort out what brings about this result,
Yes.
and you're not gonna get that busy up and down and whatever, and you don't spend time to understand yourself.
Yes.
Have that conversation with yourself and say, this is what the problem is.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Yes, sir.
because I'm honest, right?
Yeah. I know you to be honest. Don't
I'll pay you for that one. I wanted to procrastinate today's episode.
Yeah. Procrastinate or postpone.
Oh yes, that's another thing. That's another thing. You spoke about
Okay.
postponing, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think that's also another thing that we will have to go to, right?
Yeah.
Because now when you're saying we're procrastinating or postponing,
Yeah.
now I can say no. Actually, I was postponing.
Postponing,
so
yeah.
so I can be kind to myself.
Yes, sure.
You know. But if I see it as procrastination, then chances I'm not going to be kind to myself.
Yeah, no.
So solitude.
Yeah.
I grew up in Alexander Township,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
And I still love that place. You know, the person that I have become, right, was birthed and built
In Alex. Yeah.
Right? Now, and we know how Alexander is. You know, Alexander is a township in South Africa,
Yeah.
in a province Gauteng, right?
Yeah.
And
North of Joburg.
north of Joburg, right?
Yes.
How do you find solitude
In Alex.
in a place, in an environment like that, right?
Yeah.
In an environment where it's busy.
Yeah.
You know, there's 4 guys who are playing 4 different type of music at
Yeah.
the same time, and they're playing it loud.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not talking Alexander bad, but
Yeah.
the truth is, if you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
Tembisa, you know.
Yeah.
Now, I remember coming from a camp,
Mm.
and I think I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was in primary. I went to a camp and enjoyed the camp so much.
Right.
And I remember the last night of the camp, they made us go lie outside in the grass, facing up and watching the stars. And they separated us. You have to go.
I've been to one of those camps.
Those camps,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they said, allow yourself to be yourself.
Yeah.
Look at the stars and
Wonder.
You know, talk to
Yeah.
the stars,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it sounds like a crazy thing to do.
Try counting the stars.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at the shooting stars
Yes.
and stuff, right?
Yes.
And that for me was like so refreshing,
It is.
because I had never done that before.
Yeah, it is.
And on our way back, I still have that thing with, you know, I would like to get home and just, you know, shut myself.
Yeah.
And
Now home is Alex.
and home is Alex. So I get there,
Yeah.
and lo and behold,
Oh. Scoop.
2 next door neighbors are fighting
Yeah.
with his speakers.
Ooh.
Who's got the biggest
Yeah.
sound and what. And I remember the feeling I felt then. You know, it was not a nice feeling.
Yeah.
And I remember in my heart I was like, God, please
Give me money. I'm out of here.
move me out of here.
Yeah.
You know? So the reason I'm asking that is there, and maybe Pamela might be the best person to also answer this question, right? Is there a way of creating me time or solitude
In a place like that.
in a place like
I can
that?
answer that.
Okay.
I can answer that.
Okay.
When I met my partner, which is now going for 14 years, yeah, something like that. I was in a state of, you'd say, depression, and I just moved back home in Alex,
Okay. Okay.
and for about a year and a half, come back from the burbs, I just decided that I don't have the money to spend in suburbs anymore. The little that I have, let me just go and spend it wisely at home. Bought equipment. Then I moved because there was an extra outside room.
Yes.
So I created solitude there for myself. This is when my journey started.
You had an outside room in Alexandra.
Yeah.
You were privileged.
But when I say outside, so it's an L shape. So so if it's an L, the side is just the main
But
house.
you had your own room.
Yeah.
Where you could close your own door.
I could
Okay.
close.
Okay.
But even then, I mean, you know Alex very well. In one yard, there would be 12, 14, 15, 20 families. And when it is month end, there is this neighbor that just bought a Kenwood or Techniques new sound system. They are testing it and they're actually showing each other that are more powerful. And you're listening to all of this, even if you are in your own room. That noise is still there.
Yeah.
Someone is stepping someone, and then not far away there's a gunshot. There was that. I made time for myself. Now, I found the things that I'm interested in, which is for me, it's books. I made sure that I've got the internet, because then there's stuff that I need from the internet that's going to help me. Obviously, it's YouTube tutorials as a photographer and a filmmaker. I'm just learning new ways of doing things. But also, I'm researching on certain topics that interest me in the change that I want. I'm consuming content that's going to help me change. I'm reading.
So it's not the quietness.
No, it's not the quietness.
There's no sound. There's no outside distractions.
No.
Okay.
So, look, there is a noise that we need to tone down as human beings. There's a lot of noise, and we've got the remote control to actually tone it down for myself individually. The noise of what is happening around me, I can amplify that. I can amplify that.
You can amplify that.
Or I can mute it. I can mute it, or I can listen to it at a very minimal volume, or I can literally not hear it at all. How don't I hear it? Don't I hear it at all? It's when I start to consume different kinds of sounds, like books, stuff that is speaking to the person that you want to become. You're creating a new noise, and that's the noise that you need to amplify. The noise that says you can do this to become better. That's the noise that you need. Amplify that and tone down the noise that you don't want, because the noise that you don't want is the kind of noise that's going to say to you, yeah, you think you wanna correct things. Let me actually usbanban when you think uzoyikhona, and that noise yaga bramike or prasbanban or ahlulwa this thing that you want to conquer. That noise, if that noise is louder than the noise that you are creating for yourself, if it's louder than that, then trust me, then you are fighting from defeat.
So wait, Musa, you just said something.
Yeah.
You said if the noise
that is outside of you
is
louder than the noise that is inside of you,
yes,
you are fighting from defeat.
You're fighting from defeat.
Yes.
And one thing I love is you created a picture with the noise that I'm trying to create within.
Yes.
Even comes from what I'm now concentrating on.
Yes. It comes from the harvest of you, the beautiful harvest, the beautiful influential voice. It comes from that. Because this new guy doesn't want to consume stuff that this old guy is consuming. So that is why even this is how you become then patient with yourself. When now your old self is dragging you back, the new you comes and say, we don't do that anymore. Yeah? We don't do that. Kindly. And you just leave it like, oh, by the way, Gonje, when I do this, I'm taking myself 10 steps back. Okay, cool. Then you take another step, and then obviously you'll be tempted to go back. When you get tempted, for me, whenever I get tempted, I'm like, the new me that I see doesn't do this, and it brings life immediately. I'm like, no man, I ain't gonna do this. Hard as it would be. I mean, hard as it would be for me to go to a club, or not to go to a club, when I know for a fact if I go to I'm gonna see Usbanban, it's gonna be so nice. But then I'm thinking to myself, that is just some noise that I don't want. I don't need that kind of a vibe anymore. The new me that is becoming is not that guy. I can look. Like there was a point where I can do a club every now and then. It's okay, you know. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with clubs. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a
telling your story.
Yeah, I'm a DJ at the same time, you know.
Yeah.
From time to time, I get invited to come and shine lab. But I'm just saying, when I chose the path that I wanted to travel, like I had to tone down certain noises because I wanted a new sound for my life. There's a record that I'm dancing to, and I love that record because it has drawn me to people like you. I mean, there's a there's a time wouldn't have said like this.
No.
You understand?
Because I was a church boy.
Sure.
Right? But I want to say something.
Yeah, please.
You said there's nothing wrong with clubbing.
No.
I'm saying if you're clubbing to run away from yourself, then there's something wrong.
There's something wrong, yeah.
Then there's something wrong.
I'm saying that to balance.
Yes,
my own conviction when it comes to that.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I can say it because I was ignorant of those kind of things. Right?
So if you never clapped, you don't know what you're missing. It's okay.
Yeah, you get what I mean.
Okay.
Yes. But I'm thinking now, Uti, there's certain things that I would have turned to.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why I'm saying, Uti, if what you're doing it to run away from you, then it's a challenge.
It's a challenge, yeah.
Right? So, I think we've spoken so much, but
yes.
But I think for me the key thing for today, right, is creating, because I'm thinking now, you know, as you're talking, I'm like, the Bible. That's why the Bible emphasizes on renewing your mind.
Renewing your mind, yes.
It says all things have passed away.
Yeah. Behold, all things are new.
Behold that all things are new, right? Yeah. Behold that uvusnang is new.
Yeah. But now the thing is, the old Vusi is still there physical, like in the physical is still there. But the new Vusi is also just as alive.
Yes.
Just as alive.
And it puts the emphasis on the new Vusi.
On the new Vusi, yes.
Because the old Vusi will be held by the new Vusi.
Yes. The new Vusi is gonna hold the old Vusi by hand because the new Vusi is very loving, is very kind. Yeah. It's not a case of he's kind, he's gonna let you sleep and do as you please. Because this guy, when
he's gonna hold you to account.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, remember where we're going, and kindly so. Because when he says remember where you're going, so he also shows you the benefits of where you're going. He showed you this and that, and in your mind, like, oh yeah, man, yeah, not this, oh no, not today.
But I love the way that you paint it, right? Now it's like, no, I cannot do this anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Under normal circumstances, I could do, but I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. And you can't do it anymore because someone else says you can't do it anymore.
It's not because somebody says.
Yeah,
yes.
So it's not because your pastor says you can't do it. It's not because your parent or your mentor. It's not because of anyone external outside of you. It's because of the new sound that is in you.
I love it.
That new sound.
I love that.
That new sound says...
I'm happy we use that connotation of sound.
Yeah, you're dancing to a different sound. And this sound needs you to dance to it in a different way. Yeah? Before we run out of time.
Yes.
So, procrastination, it's a disease, folks. It's everyone goes through it. I'm going through it. I'm healing. His brother here, he's going through it. He's healing. We're all healing, and we're all stumbling. We're stumbling.
Yes.
So no one is stumbling better than the other.
No.
We are just all stumbling because the pain. When you feel the pain, I cannot compare my pain to your pain.
Oh yes.
It's your pain.
It's your pain. Yeah.
It's painful at the end of the day.
Yeah.
There's no barometer to actually say, oh, yours is like just a little bit above half. No, it's painful. So when you deal with procrastination, the first thing that you need to do is you need to be very proactive. So the proactivity comes from being aware. Mm-hmm. It's the awareness.
Oh yes, yeah.
So once you get aware.
So awareness is the birthplace for this.
Awareness is the birthplace of everything, of businesses, of everything.
Yes.
It starts with awareness.
Yeah.
Once you are aware, then you need to respond to this problem in a very proactive manner. Mm-hmm. When I say proactive manner, I'm saying you need to acknowledge the steps that you need to take. You need to know these are the steps that I need to take, and actually come up with a plan that, okay, these are the steps that I'm going to take. Again, if it is in a relationship, you can try and sort out the relationship part, but the best place to start at it is to look at yourself holistically. That what else am I procrastinating on? Because it's not just that I've procrastinated stuff with my wife or with my husband or with my girlfriend or with my it's not that. Some people may argue and say, oh yeah, that's the only thing I'm procrastinating. It's a lie. You're procrastinating from other things.
And it's showing up.
This is where it's showing up because now there's more attention to this thing. But if we were to trace back, there's other stuff that you're procrastinating on, and that's where we need to start at. When you have had the solitude that Pamela is talking about, then you will realize that actually this thing does not start here. Then you trace it back that you are procrastinating on autopilot. You know, procrastinating on autopilot. So like you don't even think about it. There's my partner. There's a statement that I used to say when she would say, "Can you do this or that for me?" And I would be like, "Sizobona." Hey, she hated that response because you know what it meant. It meant it's not gonna happen. Yeah. And it never happened. And when she confronted me about that, she was like, "Yeah, but Musa, sizobona. Yeah, but sometimes you run away from making promises because like one of my tactics, which I'm not going to promise. But you know for a fact that I'm not going to do this thing. So isobona, like sobona, she hates that. She hates it. So it's coming up with the steps that this is how I'm going to do it. Then the next thing that you do, you become creative. Like there's creativity that needs to take place. When I'm saying creativity, now creativity comes in the picture that you have of yourself. That's creativity.
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna cut you again. Okay. Sorry, I'm sorry. I want us to go back to the first step.
Being proactive.
Being proactive, right? Because I'm thinking of a simple example.
Okay.
Right, of being proactive, right? So like for me, for example, I decided, okay, part of me working on this is waking up at a certain time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I'm not going to just wake up at that certain time. So I must be proactive on saying, how do I make sure that I wake up at that same time?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And in my case, like I would set up the timer, you know? And that's why I want to give something so simple.
Yeah.
I want to wake up at 5 o'clock every day. Right? I'm a light sleeper. I mean, in my case, I'm a light sleeper, and I'm in a point where by now it's automatic. I wake up at that time. But when I started, then what I would do is I'm not this person who just wakes up and goes and does stuff. I want to wake up and still lie in bed and kind of thing. So then I would set my time to say the first time is when I go at 4:30.
Okay.
Right, and then there's a 15-minute snooze, and then 1:45, right, and then 5 o'clock. Then by 5 o'clock I've got 30 minutes of right.
But you've been trying to wake up.
You've been trying to, but the 1:30, because somebody will say no, you must be 5 o'clock. So when you say 5 o'clock, that's when it's painful.
Yes.
Right.
It's punishment.
It's punishment.
Yes.
But the 4:30, 4:45 for me. That's me being patient to myself.
Yes. Yes.
That's me saying, let me give myself time.
You love yourself, man. You're self-loving man, yes.
See?
Yes.
I'm smart.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You must be. Yeah.
But so I wanted to give that example.
Yeah.
You know, and you can go on and on and on and on of saying that, okay?
Oh, man.
So that's proactive. Now you said,
so
the next step is
creative.
Creative, okay?
Creativity.
Okay.
So the creativity, obviously, it comes once again from you. When you start being aware of the problem that you have, then you seeing the perfect picture or the improved quality of life of yourself. That takes some creativity to get to that.
Yes.
So now, creativity in this regard would mean a whole lot of things. You may want to create a vision board for yourself. That's creativity.
Okay.
You may want to go and learn stuff on YouTube. That's creativity. You may want to read books. That's creativity. You may want to get someone that you account to, that you speak to, because now you want to be practical, coming up with ways to become a better person. So this is shaman.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So then the next thing that then happens, once you've started with those two, you see yourself becoming productive.
Okay. Another example on like
yeah.
Right. With being creative.
Yes.
One of the things that I this is interesting. I ended up having was phone again.
Yeah.
Right. I had this app where you can use if you wanted to drink water every hour. That every hour it will go, right?
Yes.
And I had one that every 2 hours it will go, and then it will say be kind to yourself, right? Or say something nice about yourself.
About yourself, yes.
Right? So every time it went, even if in public with people, it would go out, look at it, and like okay. And then in my head, I would be like, "There's you smart.
Yeah. You're
doing good, man. You're paying attention.
You're amazing.
You know, kind of a thing. Yeah. So that will be the creative part of it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So then you become. Then these they give birth to you becoming productive. You're now productive. Like literally, when I say productive, you start seeing the results because again you're doing some work. You start seeing yourself practicing more being kind to yourself, but also if it was with your wife, you find yourself saying all the nice things most of the time. She may not buy into it because she may be like, scale. But for you know that there's work that is happening because back then it was easy for you to procrastinate. Now it's becoming easy for you to take tasks as they come
and be able to point out.
Yes.
The procrastination. Yes.
I've been productive. You can trace. My brother, when that happens, when you become productive, you are progressing. You progress. So it means that if you are moving east, now you are moving west. Like you are turning completely. You are turning your direction.
You've just made it sound so simple. Not simple in terms of not being painful.
Yeah.
but you've made it simple as something to work on, you know. And I want to say as well, because I think the biggest one is if you're dealing with this thing, and you're dealing with this thing in your marriage, right? I'm going to talk specifically about marriage. Personally, this is my, and you can tell me what you think, right?
Yeah.
And this comes from the fact that you just said, Uti, you might say kind words to your wife or husband, and they might not buy it, right? Because that on its own can be something that makes it difficult.
Yeah.
And we spoke last week, Uti, say I need help, right? So I think then it becomes very important then to have that communication with your other half.
With your other half.
Right? To say, hey, this is what I've picked up.
Yes.
Right? Because that whole kindness to yourself also needs to come into kindness in your marriage. Especially if both of you realize, Guti, we've watched this program and this is what we both are procrastinating, or individually. But to be able to say, you know what, I'm working on this. These are my plans and stuff. Can you be kind? Right? Because for me, marriage should be that thing that it's so powerful to be a catalyst for the change.
Yes.
Because now there's two of you working together.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So personally, I think it would be a good idea to be able to sit and say, this is what I'm working on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that I'm working on, I think that personally I don't want to tell you. Maybe that happens.
No, don't worry.
Because, you know, like
sure.
there is, you know? We're married, but there's certain things that, like, I don't want to give this burden that I'm working on and make it your burden. And when now you don't know how to work it out, right?
Yeah.
But I really think, Uti, it's important to say, hey, this is where I am, this is where I want to go to. Can you help? And if that your partner as well, your better half or your other half can say, this is where I am, this is where I'm going, can we then help each other? I think that would be beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Easy said than done, but it's doable.
That's where we're striving.
That's where we're striving, yes.
So we started off from, we are killing procrastination. And all these things that I'm talking about, they all start with pro. It's all the pros.
Oh, okay.
So the big elephant in the room is procrastination.
Yes.
So now we're eating this elephant one bite at a time.
Yes.
We bite it through proactivity.
Yes.
We bite it through procreation. Being procreative.
Oh, okay.
So you would know what to procreate because you're a father.
Yes.
So you give birth to systems that will help you. You give birth to ideas that will help you. So you become creative, but procreate. Let's put it that way. And then when that happens, you become productive. Once you are productive, you progress. Once you progress, my goodness, you get promoted. You get promotion. When you've gone through this whole journey, once it is seen, once your wife sees that, hey, there is a massive change here. It's like, no, I'm gonna bring that brand new linen that I bought. This man deserves brand new linen. Promotion, because they can see the change. Now you can cut and paste this even at work. Everywhere. If I can take this module and present it to teenagers, to kids.
Now, I don't want you to say much. Right? And then the reason is because we have an event.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We're going to put the poster up very soon.
Yes.
We have an event end of this month.
Yeah, 26th of October.
26th of October. We've got an event where we're going to have people come over. It's a limited number of people. Where we're going to start, we're going to dive deeper into this thing.
We'll unpack it.
Right? Because guys, again, we wish we could put it all here. You know, but there's so much.
Yeah.
Like what you're talking about is part of the stuff that we're going to talk about, right?
This is just teasers. This is what you can look forward to.
This is
and we will take you through the steps, even on all these steps that I was just mentioning will take you through them. It's not just a once-off. It's
Yes.
not like 1 hour you're being proactive, the next hour, oh no, it's a process.
Yeah.
But will guide you on how to go about in applying all of these principles. Because I'm saying these are principles because you can apply it in marriage, you can apply it at work, you can apply it in organizations, in schools, in families,
And it will
in
always
church.
give you
It will
the same
always
outcome.
give you the same outcome.
Yeah.
It will always give you the same outcome. So it is their principles, just like the force of gravity.
Yes.
That anything that is raised above ground, if it falls down, if you let go, it will go down.
It will go down. Yes.
That's the same with principles. These principles, they work everywhere, especially if you want to deal with this elephant called procrastination.
It's a big one.
It's a big one.
It's a big one. It's a big one.
Yeah.
Yes. So the post is gonna be coming out soon. We're gonna post that post on the 26th of this month.
Yes.
Everything will be on that post. The other thing is on the 16th of December.
Yes.
Right. Remember we had that episode with Unati, my
Yes.
firstborn child.
Yeah.
We've got an event happening on that day as well.
On the 16th of December.
On the 16th of
Yes,
December,
yes.
right? Hosted by You Date Communication, Relating Relationship, Stombe Solutions,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Unati is inviting fathers
Yes.
and
And their
child.
child.
And yeah. So it's a father and child event. So we'll put that post as well, where we're gonna dive deep into these things. Guys, thank you so much for watching, Musa. My man.
My man.
My man, thank
Love
you
you,
so
man.
much.
Love
Love
you,
you too,
brother.
man.
Yeah.
Love you too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man, for coming over. And yo. Man, I think you're gonna spend less time behind the camera now, hey?
No, support.
Yes, baby. What's bad?
Yeah, but
Not as fast.
I'm saying trainee though.
Yes,
She can handle this. Like the last episode, she's the one that recorded it.
Yes,
so
yes.
It's just that today she's got her own business that she's doing.
And today was very interesting. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. This is Relating Relationships with Desmond Wankosi.
No Musa Masuku.
Musa Masuku. Thank you so much, guys. This is what we are addicted to.
To good conversation.
To good conversation.
Thank you so much.
This is what makes me happy.
My man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. See you guys soon.
Thank you.
We depend on you, Lord. We rely on you. We depend on you, Jesus. We rely